Dear students, in the previous video we read that grandfather had to pay 3 rupees as the ticket collector put Toto in the category of dogs. After his trip, grandfather came home. Finally, the writer's grandmother came to know about Toto's presence in the house. She allotted him space in the stable along with the family donkey, Nana. On the first night in the stable, grandfather visited Toto. He found Nana restless, pulling its rope in order to stay away from the heap of hay. Grandfather hit Nana on the back in order to stop it. Nana jumped back with a jerk, and Toto was dragged along with her. Toto was hanging to her long ears. It was biting Nana in with his sharp teeth in order to stick to her. His mischiefs did not end here. In the winter season, Toto enjoyed having a warm bath. He would pretend to be selfish, and before starting his bath, he would check the temperature of the water. He would copy the writer and stepped into the tub, 1 foot at a time. Finally, he would sit in the water with his face out of it. Then he would rub himself with soap. When the water became cold, he would run out of it to the stove in the kitchen in order to dry himself. Toto got annoyed if he was laughed upon. He would get hurt and then refuse to take bath. The writer recollects an incident when Toto had almost boiled himself. In a large kettle, water was boiling on the stove. Toto climbed up the stove and removed the lid from it. He felt that the water was warm enough for him to take a bath. He entered the kettle with his head out of it. When the water started boiling, it became hot for Toto. He thought of coming out of the kettle, but as the temperature outside was cold for him, he stayed in it. Toto kept on jumping in the kettle for a while. It was when the writer's grandmother arrived that she took the half-boiled monkey out of the kettle. The writer says, if there is a part in our brain that governs our ability to create mischief, then that part in Toto's brain was highly developed, as he had great capacity to do mischief. He was always doing something or the other. When the writer's aunts passed him, he tried to tear their dresses. The writer recollects another incident when Toto created a lot of mischief. One day, at lunchtime, a dish of rice was placed on the dining table. When the family reached to eat, they found Toto eating it. The writer's grandmother screamed at Toto, and in response, he threw a plate at her. When the aunts tried to catch Toto, he threw a glass of water on their face. When the grandfather arrived, Toto left the place through the window with a dish of rice along with him. Toto remained out that entire afternoon. He sat on a branch of the jackfruit tree, determined to eat all the rice. As the grandmother had screamed on him, he wanted to annoy her further, and so, after eating the rice, he threw the dish at her. It broke into several pieces. Finally, grandfather realized that Toto was not suitable to be kept at home. They could not afford the frequent losses that he gave them. He tore clothes, curtains, wallpapers, and broke dishes. The family was not too well off, so the grandfather sold Toto back to the same Tonga driver for 3 rupees. So children, that was all about the chapter. I hope you're clear, but before ending it, let's go through a quick summary of the chapter. The writer's grandfather liked to collect animals and had a zoo at home. Once he bought a monkey named Toto from a Tonga driver for a sum of 5 rupees. Toto was kept secretly as the grandmother disliked animals. Toto was very mischievous. When the writer and his grandfather hid Toto in a cupboard and tied him to a hook, he broke the hook and caused havoc in the room. The next day, when he was kept in the servant's room along with other animals, he did not let them sleep all night. As grandfather had to go to Saharanpur for his work, he decided to take Toto along with him. He carried Toto in a strong bag made of canvas and closed the zip nicely so that Toto could not escape. Toto made unsuccessful attempts to get out of the bag, which made the bag jump and roll many a times. This aroused the curiosity among fellow passengers at the railway station. At the Saharanpur railway station, when grandfather was getting his ticket checked, Toto peeked out of the bag and smiled at the ticket collector. As the ticket collector declared that it was a dog, grandfather had to buy a ticket for 3 rupees, much to his annoyance. When Toto was accepted by grandmother, it was given a place in the stable, along with the donkey Nana. Toto did not get along with Nana as well and troubled her too much. Toto enjoyed taking bath in warm water during the winter season. One day, he almost boiled himself when he jumped into a kettle of boiling water. His mischiefs did not end here. One afternoon, Toto ate the family meal of pulao. He threw the empty dish from the tree and it broke into several pieces. Toto's mischief grew day by day, and grandfather realized that they could not keep him at home. Finally, he found the Tonga driver and sold Toto back to him for 3 rupees. So children, that was all for today. Now, there's a PDF attached where you will find the question answers and the word meanings of this chapter. You're requested to write all that in the copy. I hope you're clear with the chapter. For doubts, you can message me on Campus Care. Thank you. Have a nice day.